Solomon Enjamo from the south of Johannesburg has been living with HIV for the past 23 years, and he says this virus is not a death sentence. In his book, I Shall Live and Not Die, he encourages people to get tested and to make the right choices. He urges those who test positive to talk openly about the virus in order to break the stigma attached to HIV. He joins us in the studio now. It's good to have you in studio. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure. Now, you've been living with HIV for 23 years. What was it like for you to find out?
It was not easy. For the first time when I diagnosed HIV positive, it's devastating, news.
Yeah.
I mean, those days, 1992, 23 years ago, HIV/AIDS was a death sentence. If you are diagnosed HIV positive, your parents were going to die. So I was surrounded by the spirit of fear, the spirit of, spirit of days, and the spirit of sickness and disease, and rejection, So I was waiting for the symptom take its own course, and after that to die.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case. I mean, 23 years later, you're living a pretty healthy lifestyle.
Yes, actually, I don't have only a testimony, I'm a living testimony. So I'm living with HIV for 23 years. It's not a joke.
Yeah. So, I mean, the days that you talk about, when we go back to the 90s, I mean, that was a really difficult time. People, you didn't know what it was all about. You thought it only affected the gay community. There was such a bad stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS. And obviously, through the years, things have changed. Has it become easier? I mean, to disclose your status, to be open about it? I mean, you've written a book about it. It's that open. But talk to us about that journey of sort of how the times have changed.
Yeah, stigma towards HIV/AIDS was decreased, but it's not completely. Still people, they feel rejected. People, they feel that if they disclose their status, people, they want to accept them. There is a lot of things involved, with HIV. Still the stigma is attached to it, but it's better than before.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is better than before. I mean, when you say, however, it's still not, it's not something that people talk about too often, do they? I mean, the question we asked this morning is, yes, would you come out with your HIV status, or would you rather keep it to yourself? What do you see around you? I mean, you are a pastor as well, so obviously you work a lot in the community. Are people coming out more and more, or do they feel, look, this is something that I'll deal with myself, by myself?
Yeah, that's why as a leaders, we have to come out and we have to open it. We have to discuss about this HIV status. So if we don't deal with it, our followers, our congregation, they won't come forward and to talk about it. And Christianity is not only, speaking tongues. Christianity is, dealing with this kind of issue, HIV/AIDS and those kind of issues. So we have to come up and we have to openly to speak about for stigma. We have to break this stigma.
Yeah.
Because all about the mindset.
Yeah.
HIV/AIDS is not a death sentence anymore.
It certainly isn't. And I mean, with all the medication that's available at the moment, it is something that you can live with and live a perfectly normal life. What's the medication like for you? I mean, how do you feel taking it? And, especially that there's become this one tablet that instead of taking a whole host of tablets. Again, talk to us about this.
Yes, you see, in one chapter I wrote, the Bible, is it against the medicine? Bible is not against the medicine. As a pastors, as a ministers, also we shouldn't have tell people that you shouldn't have taken medicine. Bible is not against the doctors, it's not against the hospital, it's not against the nurse. And the level of the people face is different from person to person. So I have not right to tell for the people, or I cannot impose for someone face, don't take a medicine. Because so the medicine it's really helpful. And myself as a pastor, I'm taking the medicine.
Yes.
Because God is the one who gives wisdom for the doctors. This is a life-prolonging medicine and a free of charge. So the challenge is still people, because of rejection and because of stigma, they don't want to go and to get a medicine free of charge. Indeed. So that's why I have to break that stigma. That's why I have to break that rejection.
Yeah. You talk about something, saying that God is our medicine, stigma. What is that all about in this particular book that you've written? Is it urging people that yes, you need to pray, but you also need to take your medication? It's that important.
Yes, I believe in a supernatural healing. I believe in a miracle because God is a miracle working God. I travel many African countries. The crippled walk, the deaf ear opened. I have seen the hand of God. But at the same time, God is not against the medicine. The level of my faith and the level of someone's faith it may not be the same.
Yeah.
So you have to take a medicine. You have to use wisdom. I mean, we must use the common sense. You must have a health mentality in order to live a long life.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, I think it's a good message to leave this interview on. 23 years living with HIV and leading a healthy lifestyle. But there we've got Pastor Solomon Enjamo talking to us about the importance of taking medication and understanding that stigma around HIV is something that we need to get around and that you can live a very, very normal life. Thank you for talking to us and thank you so much. How do we get a copy of your book if people are interested in reading it?
My email address is so through my email address.
Yes.
Or we have also in Amazon.com.
Okay. So in Amazon, you can
get
onto Amazon.
Yeah, we have in Amazon.com, eBay, and also different, bookshops. Yeah.
All right, there you go. It's called I Shall Live and Not Die. So if you're interested in getting it, bookstores around the country and Amazon as well. All right, let's take a break here on the program. We'll see you after this. Stay tuned.